Well, welcome to launch day for Tales of the Norse Gods. Yes, it's that time. The evil chicken has been set loose upon the world, people. And here's a look at the paperback. Now, this is not the final cover of the paperback. Unfortunately, as you can see, I don't know if you can see, but it's a little, the colors didn't come out quite as blue as the PDF. And so the figure kind of melds in a little bit. So I lined it up a little bit, and I also forgot the the spine title on the original cover, so I had to redo it. So it's the same layout. You'll just find a few more stars on the figure, a spine title, and yeah, the back is still the same. And of course, it doesn't have that ugly Amazon banner on it. Anyway, yeah, the paperback, I had a few issues getting that out. Photoshop decided to just be a pain. And for some reason, when I saved the PDF from Photoshop, I finally got it finished. There was one letter on the back blurb here. You can't see it because of the banner there, but there's one letter that was coming out white instead of black. So I had to take the PNG and make that into into the cover instead of actually just saving the whole Photoshop file as a PDF. So don't know why that happened or what caused it, but yeah, that was fun. And then I had some more issues with the interior because for some reason the little scene breaks that I created were coming out fuzzy in spots. Some of them were fine, some of them were fuzzy. I'm not sure. I'm still learning how to use the formatting software, so it may have been on my end. But anyway, so I'd had enough of that. So I just changed, and you can see probably not very well. Let's see if I can get this to focus a little bit. You can see I just changed it to a little decorative font there for scene breaks. So what you get in the ebook for scene breaks, what you get in the paperback for scene breaks are two different things. But the chapter headings, like that one, they're still the same. So you still get all the same chapter headings between the ebook and the paperback with that. And so that was basically the struggle I had with getting the paperback up. The Ingram paperback is not up yet because of the struggle. I haven't had time to get it up yet. I'm hoping to get it up next week. I'm kind of waiting for the author copy of the new cover to come in first so I can make sure that the cover is good before I try and tackle Photoshop again and make the Ingram cover. But it should all be up by next week. Fingers crossed. Anyway, so that's the saga of the getting ready for the launch there. And now I'm going to tell you a little bit about the book. Now, Tales of the Norse Gods started out way back in, let me see, we go to the copyright here because I have it in the copyright. If I can get the book open. There we go. Yeah, this book originated as a short story called A Yule. No, sorry, that's the new title. Start this again. The story originated the book originated as a short story called A Twist in the Season, and that was published in 2018 in the anthology Christmas Lights. Christmas Lights 8, I think. Anyway, so that the original short story, A Twist in the Season, is now the story in this book. It's A Yule to Remember. And it's not quite the same. I did a little tweaking. I added a few things. I changed the names of the ghost characters from English to Norse. Like in the original story, it was just like a little fun PG-13 tale for a Christmas charity anthology. But in this one, I had to make it blend a little better into the entire narrative. So I added a few things, changed a few things. I mean, the basic story is still the same, but you do get a little bit of added things and tweak things, and like I said, the characters' names have changed. They're still essentially the same flavor from the original story, but they're now Old Norse slash Icelandic, because yeah, I can't find a direct translation to Old Norse. So I did the best I could with the names. And apologies if they're not quite right. But yeah, it's not easy to get that right. But I did do a lot of research, and I did get as close as I could to, I think, to Old Norse. And since technically the story takes place in the Victorian era, the language may have changed. If there's any discrepancies, we'll say that. Shall we? Okay, so basically the book, I've added a prologue. So you have a little prologue, which I'll be reading in an excerpt later. This is the introduction to the main character. Then you've got the first story, which is a Yule to Remember, which tells of a quest to save the Yule tree. And then we have the second story, which is the death of Balder, which is a retelling of that particular Norse myth, only not quite the way the Norse myth goes, because in my version, Loki's actually the injured party and Balder's actually the villain. The entire book, Balder, well, one of the villains. So we've got that story. And then from that story, we go to what I'm calling the evil chicken story. The actual title of the story is Three Elves and a Chicken Go to Helheim. So, yeah, basically, this is the story of. Now, if you know anything about the tale of Ragnarok, you know that the heralds of Ragnarok are three roosters, hence the chicken. Anyway, so Loki ends up in Helheim with a chicken, trying to save his ghost elves from the first story, and all sorts of mayhem ensues. Anyway, and so from that story, you get a different story. It's told from different characters, told from the Midgard serpent. And no, I am not going to try to pronounce his name. Sorry. We're just going to call him the Midgard serpent, even though technically he is not a serpent, but a human being. Anyway, yeah. Okay, so that tale, the tale of. Okay, I'm going to try and pronounce it. Here, I'll go to my pronunciation guide. We'll give it a shot. I hate trying this name, but anyway. Yeah. Jormungandr. Okay, that's as close as I get. A Tale of Jormungandr. And that tale isn't told like most of the other tales are told from the first person character. But this one is told from Jormungandr. Sorry, I'm pronouncing that badly. Perspective. So it switches perspective, switches point of views for this one story. And that's just a heads up. But this particular story has to be told because it has a lot of stuff that leads into the last story. And yeah, and it really needed to be told from his point of view. So there is one switch of POV in the book. 4 stories are told from the main character's point of view, and the one story is told from the Midgard serpent's point of view. So the last story is in the shadow of Ragnarok, and of course that involves Ragnarok and, possible looming Armageddon, and all the threads that were in the previous 4 tales are all tied up and pulled into this one, and we have the showdown that leads to a very satisfactory ending, at least from my point of view. Hopefully from the reader's point of view too. Anyway, and so that's basically what the book is. And it also has, I've also included a little bit of a little stylized map here of the 9 realms of the world of the Norse gods, and a pronunciation guide there. Yeah, I did my best with that. It's probably not 100% accurate as far as, pronouncing it in something like Icelandic or another Scandinavian language, but it's probably as close as you're going to get when you're speaking English. So, yeah. And so that's basically what the book is. So, yeah. And it's out now. You can buy it on all the retailers, Amazon, Kobo, Barnes and Noble. The paperback's only available on Amazon, but it will be available at other retailers soon enough when I get it up on Ingram Spark. So there. Now, so that's basically the tale of the book. And of course, I've already talked at length about the evil chicken and how the evil chicken held the writing of this book up for 6 months and then decided to spill all his tales in the dentist's office. He seems to be a favorite for those who have read it. The beta readers and my editor seems to love the evil chicken, so maybe it was worth it. I don't know. He also has merch. I'm going to be putting some more merch up this coming week for the book as well. I've got little team logos: Team Loki, Team Evil Chicken, Team Dragon, Team Villain, which is one for Balder. I also have a Team Squirrel. You'll understand why when you read the Ragnarok story. Squirrel's not quite done yet. I'm still working on creating the squirrel image, so squirrel's going to be delayed a little, but there will be a Team Squirrel coming. Anyway, and I've got some other some other chicken images coming, and some Viking stuff as well that's going to be coming out. I've just been working on the book and getting it ready for launch, and I haven't really had time to upload a lot of stuff. So, but that will be coming, and all of that should be available by January at the latest. Hopefully, it'll be up earlier than that, at least some of it, but it'll all be up by January at the latest if you want merch from the book. Okay, so we'll finish this video off now by reading the prologue that does not have any unpronounceable Norse names in it, so this is why I chose it. Okay, here we go. Disembarking from the packed train at my London station, I blended into the throng of banal travelers, a sea of disinterested faces and pinched expressions. The place salted my senses as I pushed my way through the crowds. Shouts, hurrying footsteps, the hiss and screech of trains, the smell of sweat mixed with perfume, the acrid tang of smoke and grease. I exited into a gloomy gray sea of umbrellas and overcoats, rushing along the street under low dark clouds and a drizzle of rain. Opening my umbrella and surveying my surroundings, the street was no less oppressive than the station, the stifling air enhanced by an overlay of grime. Clacking carriages, indifferent crowds, filth, disgusting scents, and an atmosphere of industrial rot filled my view. London had changed since my last visit. But this new muck of a city fit my mood and situation. Where better to start a new life on Midgard than in an uncaring city, one that would shroud and swallow you? Where tragedies could stay hidden and your ghosts would choke on, the surrounding filth. Here I could disappear and turn into someone else, anyone else. This London offered me a chance. From the train station, I hailed a hansom cab, giving the driver the address to my new home, hoping he knew the streets better than I. Nothing familiar to me remained in the city of brick and stone and soot. Yet there was a thrum to it, a vitality that endured since before the grand metropolis spread across the land. It still held the old magic, seething through its foundations, veins of power beneath the cobblestones and the sludge. I found that comforting. It did not take long before the carriage rattled to a stop at my destination, and my driver went on his way with the fare and a generous tip. Standing alone, baggage at my feet, I studied the little shop tucked away on this nondescript street. A storefront painted green, with a large shop window and the door positioned to the side. A few More similar shops lined the road, doing brisk trade. Nothing extraordinary, yet it had an aura about it, as if it waited for someone to bring it to life, to resurrect it. Waiting for me, perhaps? No, not me. It's waiting for... I frowned. What name did I pick again? Oh, yes, Thomas Gray. Thomas Gray, toy maker and shopkeeper, entering into his new life. A simple, anonymous life and a fresh beginning. I liked the sound of that. I smiled, then unlocked and opened the door. And of course, he doesn't get his simple and anonymous life, but you have to read the book to find out what happens. And that's it. Tales of the Norse God, Loki Saves the World is now out. You can buy it, read it, and enjoy it, hopefully. So that's it for this video. Thank you for watching. Bye for now, everybody.